Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to SWA Education. Myself Radha. And today we are going to discuss about foodborne disease, bacterial pathogen and food intoxication. So today we are going to target about this portion. Foodborne disease, toxin and bacterial pathogen caused by different kind of microorganism. So what is foodborne disease? Foodborne disease is nothing when there is a consumption of the food that is contaminated by microorganism, that can be bacteria, that can be parasite, that can be virus or fungus, and their product toxic substance. They can cause foodborne disease. And there are two primary types of foodborne disease. One is food infection. Another one is food poisoning. Food poisoning. So what happen in food infection? In food infection, when there is a presence of microorganism inside the food, and when any individual consume that food can cause food infection. Second one is, in food infection, these microorganisms multiply inside intestine of that individual. Second one is food poisoning. In food poisoning, when there is a presence of toxin produced by microorganism inside the food, and when any individual consume that food, that person can suffer from food poisoning, but there is no multiplication of that toxin inside the intestine. I hope it is very clear. So in food infection is due to the presence of living microorganism inside the food, and food poisoning due to the presence of toxin that is produced by microorganism inside the food. For example, staphylococcal, botulism, Clostridium perfringens and Bacillus cereus. These are several kind of microorganisms. When there is a presence of toxin produced by these microorganisms, they can cause food poisoning. So food poisoning, if disease is caused by infection of toxic chemical present in food, it is called food poisoning. Food poisoning is further divided into two types: chemical poisoning. So food poisoning is of two types. Food poisoning is of two types. Firstly, we discussed that foodborne disease is of two types: food infection and food poisoning. Food poisoning is further divided into two types: chemical poisoning and food intoxication. Food intoxication. So second one is food infection. If disease is caused by ingestion of viable microorganism in food, it is called food infection. And in food infection, microorganisms multiply inside the intestinal tract, but in case of food poisoning, there is no multiplication of microorganism toxin inside the intestinal tract, and there are two types of food infection. So what we discussed, that foodborne diseases of two types: food infection and food poisoning. In case of food infection, food plus microorganism. It means when there is a presence of microorganism inside the food, that can cause food infection, and microorganism multiply inside the intestine in case of food infection. And food infection is further of two types. One is invading type, another one is enterotoxigenic type. And food poisoning, when there is a presence of toxin produced by microorganism inside the food, but there is no multiplication of that toxin inside the intestine. And food poisoning is also of two types: chemical poisoning and food intoxication. So there are two type of food infection, invasive type and enterotoxigenic. As the name suggests, invasive type means invade, or we can say entry of microorganism via intestine. And enterotoxigenic means, entero means enterotoxin means enterocyte. So microorganism produce enterotoxin in intestinal tract that can cause disease. For example, food infection caused by Vibrio cholera. Symptom that show when a person suffers from foodborne disease is abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, sweating, fever and headache. So it's a classification of foodborne disease. So foodborne disease, first one is food infection. Foodborne disease is primarily of two types. One is food infection, second one is food poisoning. So food infection and food poisoning. Food infection means presence of microorganism inside the food and multiply inside the intestine. Multiply inside the intestine. In case of food poisoning, toxin produced by microorganism present inside the food and no multiplication inside the intestine. No multiplication. Food poisoning is further of two types, chemical poisoning and food intoxication, that can be algal intoxication, fungal intoxication, bacterial intoxication in case of microbial intoxication. And food infection is of two types, invading type and enterotoxigenic type. Invading type means entry via intestine and enterotoxigenic means when food-borne disease or the microorganism that can cause food infection produce enterotoxin. For example, Vibrio cholera. So it's a difference chart between food infection and food intoxication. So first one is food infection is caused by ingestion of microorganism in food. We already discussed. And food intoxication, it is caused by ingestion of preformed toxin, or we can say it is caused by ingestion of toxin produced by microorganism. Second one is, in case of food infection, microorganisms multiply inside the host. But in case of food intoxication, they do not multiply inside the host. Inside the host or particularly in intestine. Next one, microorganism as well as its toxin may be responsible for disease production. But in case of food intoxication, only caused by toxin produced by microorganism. And these are the example of food infection: salmonellosis, shigellosis, gastroenteritis caused by Vibrio species and E. coli. An example of food intoxication is disease caused by Clostridium botulinum, Staphylococcus aureus. So how a person can suffer from foodborne disease? For example, it's a healthy individual. Healthy individual. But there is a presence of microorganism in the hand of that individual. And when that individual touch this particular food, so transfer of the bacteria or microorganism inside that food, then potentially hazardous food. Why? Because of the presence of temperature, time and warmth allow bacteria to grow. And when bacteria grow and when that individual eat that food, that person suffer from food poisoning, that a type of foodborne disease. So mechanism of foodborne disease. So several kind of microorganisms like Bacillus cereus, Clostridium botulinum, Streptococcus species, E. coli, Staphylococcus aureus, Shigella species, Salmonella species, Campylobacter jejuni, fecal coliform, Listeria monocytogenes, ingestion of contaminated food. So these are several kind of microorganisms, and when this particular individual ingest food that are contaminated by any one of the microorganism, how contamination happen? By this mechanism. So when there is an ingestion of contaminated food, so that microorganism enter inside the body of the host. Firstly, it infect liver. So infection in liver. Next one is, this is intestine, small intestine. So firstly, absorb into the intestinal epithelial cell. That food absorb into the intestinal epithelial cell. Then bacteria penetrate and migrate into the ileocecal region of large intestine, and PMN leukocytes mount and confine infection into the gastrointestinal tract and multiplication within the lymphoid follicle. That can cause a hyperplasia and hypertrophy. What is hypertrophy? Increase in the size. Hyperplasia, increase in the number of that individual. And as a result of that, there is an increase of CMP by the GPCR pathway. What is GPCR pathway? It's a receptor. Consider intestinal cell. And bacteria, take an example, it's a signal molecule or ligand. And this ligand specific receptor. So when this ligand bind or bacteria bind to this receptor, it activate GPCR signaling. What happen in GPCR signaling? G alpha, beta and gamma. These are the three subunit of G protein. So when there is an signal that received by this signal specific receptor, as a result of that, this G alpha activate. How? By binding with GTP. And when it activate adenylate cyclase present in inner side of the cell membrane. As a result, this adenylate cyclase convert ATP into CAMP. So CMP increase. Release of prostaglandin, that is lipid soluble, and by this mechanism, active fluid secretion, loose diarrheal stool, inflammation. So these are result of that contamination. So it's a mechanism of contamination. Next one is, take an example of Clostridium tetani and Vibrio cholera. So what happened? In case of Vibrio cholera, it produces a toxin, because as already we discussed that when microorganism produce toxin, and when there is a consumption of the food with toxin, that food can cause food poisoning. So Vibrio cholera produce a toxin that is known as cholera toxin, and this is the structure of cholera toxin that consists of A1, A2 subunit, that is catalytical subunit, the main function of A1 and A2 subunit, and B, these are 5 subunit of B, that is B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, or we can say A, B5. It's a structure of cholera toxin, in which A is a catalytical unit and B5, these B5 are regulatory unit. So when this toxin acts as a signal molecule or ligand. It's a intestinal cell. So when this cholera toxin received by the receptor, that is basically ganglioside receptor, that is specific to this cholera toxin. So when there is an binding of signal with its receptor, enterograde, or we can say endocytosis will happen. And A1 is the main unit that cause cholera toxin to activate and produce diarrhea condition. So this A1 subunit enter from retrograde transport or Golgi to ER, and then what happen, this A1 subunit inhibit GDP or activate adenylate cyclase activity. And what is the activity of adenylyl cyclase? Convert ATP into CAMP. And when there is an increase in the CAMP level, this CAMP level can open several kind of channel like CFTR channel, that is basically for chloride, and other ions channel. And when these ions efflux from the body like sodium, water, chloride, K positive and bicarbonate ion, when efflux from the body or loss of nutrient, then that person can suffer from diarrhea condition. So that's how the toxin produced by microorganism cause several kind of disease. So it's a mechanism of action of cholera toxin. Vibrio cholera produce cholera toxin, and this signal bind with ganglioside receptor, and A1 subunit activate adenylate cyclase. As a result of that increase in CMP level, that opens several kind of ions channel, and these ions efflux from the body, and loss of cell nutrient can cause diarrhea condition. So it's a mechanism of action of toxin produced by microorganism. So toxin is of two types, exotoxin and endotoxin. What is endotoxin? Basically produced by gram-negative bacteria. And as all we know that it consists of O antigen and lipid A. And it is heat stable. So source is gram negative, reaction to microbe, outer membrane, lipid A. The fever, if there is an entry of endotoxin, then that individual suffer from fever, and it's a heat stable. What is exotoxin? Mostly caused by gram positive bacteria, no fever, heat sensitive, so source is gram positive, chemistry protein, fever no, neutralized by antitoxin yes. So it's an example of exotoxin like diphtheria, pyogens, Clostridium botulinum, tetani, Vibrio cholera, Staphylococcus aureus, and it's an exotoxin that present or produced by these bacterial species. So Clostridium botulinum produce neurotoxin, as well as tetani also produce neurotoxin. Vibrio cholera produce enterotoxin, S. aureus superantigen, and diphtheria produce AB toxin. So how to prevent from foodborne illness? Wash hand regularly and correctly, practice personal hygiene, clean equipment and food contact surface, separate cutting board and knife for raw material and ready to eat food, store food in a location with controlled temperature, keep track of expiration date, ensure the quality of raw material, cook food thoroughly to the correct internal temperature, implement a waste management plan, and control temperature of food during display. So these are several kind of prevention measures that you can take to prevent from foodborne illness. So thank you so much everyone. If you find this video beneficial for you, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel for more such kind of videos. And if you have any query regarding this lecture, you can comment down below.